You are now tuned in to Go Time Dolphins with Charlie Touche and Kadeem Simmons, the Miami Dolphins podcast that's for the fans and by the fans.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's showtime. Going all out when it's go time. Go. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's showtime. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Go. Don't waste no time.
Before we really delve into our latest episode and what we're going to discuss and stuff like that, a few things to address and get off, to let our listeners know, our fans know. As many of you who have paid attention, the Go Time Dolphins team has expanded. It's not just myself and Charlie. There's more of us working behind the scenes. And one of the newest members of the Go Time Dolphins team is our graphics designer, George. Those amazing thumbnails you see on YouTube are all created by George. And it's only right that we shout him out, not only for the amazing work he does, but also he's getting married on Monday. Him and his girlfriend tying the knot. So George, from the bottom of our heart at Go Time Dolphins, thank you so much. And we hope you have an amazing, amazing day. Charlie, I know you want to say some words as well.
For sure, man. It's crazy how the team is getting bigger too. It's George, it's myself, Kadeem, Jordan Simmons, LB plays a role behind the scenes, George does the thumbnails, and Wolf does the intro graphic intro that y'all seen. Wolf did that. He did the outro. Wolf is actually going to do some more stuff with us coming up this season, and then Shane is about to be introduced to the Go Time Dolphins team. So it's not just me and Kadeem. And not only is it not just me and Kadeem, it's the listeners too. You feel me? Like, if it wasn't no listeners, no subscribers, we would probably still do this, but it wouldn't be as fun. Right? So shout out to everybody, excuse me, who rocks with us in the comments and everything, man. Man, I've been trying to get back at the comments too, because there's a lot of people who mentioned some things, and I thought it was pretty intriguing that I just didn't have time for it, and I really wanted to say something. So, yeah, man, it's Go Time Dolphins, the Miami Dolphins podcast that goes not only across the pond but across the world. I'm your boy Charlie Touche. I got my co-host Kadeem Simmons with me. It's always for the fans and by the fans. Your favorite podcast. Congratulations to George and his fiance tying the knot, jumping the broom. Y'all say jumping the broom, Kadeem?
Never
Heard of it?
Never heard of it in my life.
Hey, see, I'm trying to tell you, man. But yeah, man, it's a team, and everyone doesn't get to play the glorified quarterback position or the glorified running back position. There's O-linemen who never get credit, and we try to give everyone credit here on GTD, man. But we got some more camp news. You know what I'm saying? We got tweets and practices, and what happened?
I would like to add a few things to get off my chest. I said one thing.
Oh, my bad. You said you got some things you want. Go ahead. I didn't know that I was going to be Dr. Phil today. Go ahead and get some things off your chest, Kadeem.
Thank you very much. The second thing, the back end of the last episode, we mentioned 2 Go Time Dolphins giveaway. So stay tuned throughout. We're going to mention both giveaways. Exciting times for Go Time Dolphins. And third, I guess finally for now anyway, I thought it was only right to dress in what I wore when we first met. And that's simply because Kiko Alonso, former Miami Dolphin linebacker, joined the New Orleans Saints on Friday, had one training session, said, I'm done, I ain't doing this no more, retired. And as I'm sure a few of you know, hopefully not everyone knows, the first time myself and Charlie ever met, it was in an underground sports bar in London, and I was wearing this exact hat, this exact Kiko Alonso jersey. So listen, without Kiko Alonso, who knows where Go Time Dolphins will be? There might never be a Go Time Dolphins. So yeah, I thought I'd, shout it out.
Bro, I hadn't thought about that, Kadeem. Because if you hadn't had a Dolphin jersey on, we probably wouldn't even met. You would have just been a rando in a rando pub in London, and we would have just been like, whatever. But since you had a Dolphins jersey on, we was like, hey, mate. No, but I was like, yo, you got a Dolphins jersey on. Like, you a Dolphin fan? So I all this time, I'm not even gonna lie to you, I had never even considered, what if you weren't wearing a Dolphins jersey? Like, we probably would have never even met, man. That's crazy. But I thought Kiko Alonso played for the Saints before too, right? Didn't he go from the Dolphins to the Saints?
No, I think he was part of the trade from the Eagles with.
No, he came from the Eagles to the Dolphins with Byron Maxwell.
Yeah.
But I thought after the Dolphins, he went to the Saints, no?
Let me fact check that. Possible.
I think this might have been his second time going back to New Orleans. I could be wrong, man. But yeah, man, shout out to Kiko Alonso as well.
No, you're right. He left us to join the Saints. We got Vince Beagle in return.
Yeah. Shout out to Kiko Alonso, man. He had a nice career. Unfortunately, what I remember from Kiko Alonso was that concussion with Baltimore. I'm like, dang, that was bad. He went to the wrong sideline. You know what I'm saying? And then they had to tell him, hey, you're on the wrong sideline, bro. Yeah, so, but yeah, man, shout out to Kiko Alonso. Shout out to Kadeem and the throwback jersey. Shout out to Go Time Dolphins on Twitter, tweeting that tweet. That was wild, man. It took me back. But you got some more stuff you want to talk about, Kadeem?
Just some Dolphins news, but again, it's a Dolphins show, so there's always time for Dolphins news on Go Time Dolphins.
Also, I didn't know we could start the show now because I know you was I was being Dr. Phil for a little bit because you had some stuff you wanted to get off your chest. Is there anything else you want to get off your chest, Kadeem?
Outside of how proud I am of you and what you're doing, to continue being an amazing, not just an amazing guy, but an amazing black guy, a role model to people, not only in the States, but the UK. I don't tell you that enough. So I now have that off my chest as well.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate that. That came out of left field. But Kadeem did mention the 2 giveaways, and this is the first time we're gonna have 2 giveaways at the same time. Look out for Go Time Dolphins on Same Old Dolphins Show. That's coming up. So shout out to the Catsker brothers, Same Old Dolphins Show, Go Time Dolphins, Kadeem Simmons, Charlie Touche. We'll meet up with the Same Old Dolphins Show, and we'll chop it up with Josh and Aaron Catsker. And if you guys ever heard Go Time Dolphins and Same Old Dolphins, it's a party every single time. It's very organic too. It's unforced. It's really almost like we're at someone's house taking a couple back, even though I don't drink. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it feels like. I really do feel like I'm at my cousin's house when I was younger, and we was just chopping it up. That's what it feels like. And we're talking about football. So yeah, man, Dolphins and Dolphins is more Dolphins and more Dolphins. So yeah, go ahead, Kadeem. Where we starting?
So another left field one for you. The Dolphins on Sunday had some tryouts. Literally just before we went on air, this news came up. Shout out to @Aaron_Wilson_NFL from PFN. Some Go Time Dolphins listeners are aware of PFN. That's where Oliver Hodgkin works. Again, shout out to Ollie, someone who also does amazing work for us when he comes on the show and stuff like that. But yeah, so the Dolphins
also had a baby recently.
Also had a baby as well. Potential.
There's a lot of love in the air.
No, what it is. It's after lockdown. People just waited 2 years of their lives in lockdown. So now it's like, let's catch up on stuff. So, so the Dolphins had 3 tryouts on Sunday. I'll ask you before we dive into it. What positions do you think the Dolphins tried out, given how training camp has started so far?
I'm gonna say linebacker, O-line, and punter.
you got one correct. That was offensive line. The Dolphins tried out 3 offensive linemen. As you can see, if you bear with me 2 secs, as you can see, the Dolphins brought in, is it Cole Cabal from Arizona State, center. Jake Lucina from is it Augustina? I can't pronounce that, center.
Hold
And
on,
Cole,
Augustina, yeah.
yeah,
Never heard of it.
neither have I. And Cole Toner, also center from Harvard. For those who have been following the various beat writers who have been, commenting on training camp so far, one of the issues on the offensive line has been the snaps from Connor Williams. For those who don't know, Connor Williams was a recent addition to the Dolphins, spent basically the entirety of his NFL career playing left guard, being with the Dallas Cowboys. The Dolphins brought him over. Everyone thought he'd be a left guard, but no, he'd been playing center. So before I give my reason, what do you make of the Dolphins, or my reason for why they're bringing in centers? What do you think about this?
With Connor Williams being bumped over to center, and I think Mike McDaniel kind of alluded to, oh, this is what we brought him in for. I think the talk of the building was, oh no, we brought him in for center. And I kind of don't believe that. I think that's what I call BS on with Coach. I like Coach keeps it real, but you wasn't keeping it real with that one. And Michael Dieter is nursing an injury right now. So if you calculate Michael Dieter's injury that he's nursing and Connor Williams playing out of position, that was exactly what we said. Like, if Connor Williams plays center, we need more depth at center then off the bat. And then worst case scenario was not worst case scenario, but Michael Dieter has a little is a little nicked up, so you have to have depth at center now. I don't believe any of these guys are going to come in and compete at center right away. I think you're adding them for depth, but I'm pretty sure this is the Dolphins saying, all right, I'm not gonna lie, Kadeem, maybe there are conversations. I think you have to have the conversation as a front office. You have to say, okay, first course of action is to bring someone in. Is there anybody on the street that we could bring in? No? Okay. Is there anybody I said on the street, like with these guys? I'm talking about in free agency now. Is there anybody in free agency that we're interested in? No? Now we have to talk about trading for a center now. So if you're going to bring people in and you recognize quickly that you need depth at a position, you have to exhaust all avenues. And this is just the beginning.
Yeah, definitely. You alluded to it. I personally believe we're basically down to one center. Because as you mentioned, Michael Dieter's injured. Let's bring in someone who can provide depth, basically a camp body who might even get some snaps in the preseason simply because Michael Dieter is not around. I think there's probably a few guys in the building already who you could potentially look at converting to center long term. Some of the guys who are kind of like, already in the building. Let's move them around. Not move them around, but it's like, you're not going to play tackle this season because we're kind of okay at tackle and we're kind of okay at guard. Is it Kellen Deesh we picked up in the draft? Someone like him, although to be fair, he probably does stand a decent chance of making the roster or the practice squad a natural position. But I'm sure there's people you can go, do you know what? As it stands right now, you'll be among one of the first cuts because the depth at that particular part of the offensive line is actually quite strong. Not in terms of quality, but numbers. Can we look at moving you into center? Because, as you mentioned, outside of Williams and Dieter, there's nothing there. As always, on social media, Dolphin fans are like, at what point are you going to bring in JC Tretter? A few beat reporters and fans have kind of suggested that JC Tretter is asking for a lot of money. more money that the Dolphins kind of want to pay someone, but at some point it's like you might have to bite the bullet, especially if, let's just say, these tryouts aren't just because of injury, it's because Connor Williams isn't snapping that well. And I'll end on this. I think it might have been either Friday or Saturday's practice. After the session finished, Tua stayed late with Connor Williams and they worked on the snap. So it's something that clearly needs extra reps outside of training camp, I guess.
That's a problem, Kadeem. And I'm gonna be real with you. You're not bringing in anybody that is a free agent right now, or not even the guys you just mentioned, and on that list that you pulled up that we brought in. Those aren't even free agents. Those are like projects. You know what I'm saying? We didn't talk about free agents, like you said, JC Treader. If this is true, you have to go to what I said, which is you have to trade for someone. You don't jeopardize this window that we have right now, which we should have had this window for a couple of years now, but we only have it now and probably the next year. You don't jeopardize this window with bad snaps. I don't understand that. So you have a hole at right tackle where we should have pretty good blocking at right tackle as far as running goes, but we have we can probably say the pass blocking on the right side might not be the best. But now you have I don't know if it's a hole at center, but there's a concern at center. The snaps aren't the best. That's an issue, bro. So I know people don't want to mortgage the future. Oh, we got to save picks. We got to need our picks. Do we need our picks? Because we need to start cashing these things in. You know what I'm saying? And right now is one of those times where you say, all right, let me cash one of these picks in. And I'm going to throw out the name Matt Hennessy again. So don't go get a temporary Band-Aid on a piece that you know that you're going to need. At least go get a real center. If we have to trade for a center, trade for a center. It is what it is. I'm not tripping. Go get a solid, authentic, 100%. This is a fix at center. Trade what you have to go get a center. Put Connor Williams in his natural position, and now you only have one issue on the line, which may not necessarily be that big of an issue, which is right tackle. Now your O-line is really fixed now. Now Charlie Touche could sleep without saying, oh, I don't know about this line. I know we upgraded it, but it went from 32 to 25 or 32 to 20. Yeah, that's good, but we could use better. So I'm concerned, man. Everyone knew I was concerned before. I told you guys, I'm like, yo, I'm not sold on this O-line. And now that we're talking about snaps, like, come on, man, we gotta get this right. So we can't jeopardize this next year because, we gotta save our picks to go get somebody next year. Nah, bro, worry about this year, because all we gotta do is get to the dance, and the goal is to get a ring, not to build the best team on paper. The goal is to get a ring, and you would think building the best team gets you that ring, but I'm gonna be real with you, the best team doesn't always win. And it's as wild as that sound, it's the truth. And I wonder if center is a problem now. Well, I'm gonna say this too. If you bring in the center, now you have whoever that center you bring in, then you have Connor Williams, then you have Michael Dieter. Or you have that center, then Michael Dieter, then Connor Williams. Because Michael Dieter, he's banged up, but we don't know how hurt he really is. And he wasn't absolutely terrible when he played, but he's not a starter. That being said, I wonder how much Christian Wilkins had an effect on this Connor Williams thing. Because according to friend of the podcast, Javon Holland, Xavier Howard, and Teron Armstead, when asked who do you think is going to have a huge season on the defense, and all three of them said Christian Wilkins. Did you get that memo, Kadeem?
Yeah, I did. And Wilkins is someone who we've discussed on here briefly before. He was someone who, in my opinion, I would have paid him by now. We kind of had a back and forth over whether Wilkins is going to get paid, whether he deserves to get paid, whether you try and, basically just play him for 5 years, move on. But it's one of those things where Wilkins, very early on in training camp, had just been showing out. It seems like, again, from the reports we're seeing on social media, even some of the articles, you're just seeing, the ball was snapped and Wilkins was in the backfield. The Dolphins tried to have a run play, now with pads on, Wilkins stuffed it. I know Wilkins was someone who some of the fan base called a bust even up until last year, partly because he doesn't have the sack numbers that they would want, I guess. But in my opinion, outside of Aaron Donald, who plays, defensive tackle, how many guys in the middle of the defensive line get crazy sack numbers? So for me, saying that Christian Wilkins is a bust because he doesn't have crazy sack numbers, it's like, this isn't Madden. Like we said, don't think it was last season, it might have been the season before, when Christian Wilkins was out injured for a few games and the run game, or stopping the run, just went non-existent. And we kind of said, shows how useful and how vital Christian Wilkins is. And since then, the run game in terms of stopping it hasn't been amazing. But I think Wilkins is someone who, he was the first player drafted in the Chris Greer, your boy Chris Greer. That was his first draft pick, Christian Wilkins, and I would love for the Dolphins to extend him, even if just what I can say. I spoke to him in London, and he's a really, really cool guy.
Yeah, I didn't see that flex, that low key flex. Kadeem got to speak to Christian Wilkins in London. It's not about who's deserving of a contract, because a lot of people are deserving of a contract. Yeah, he's deserving of a contract for sure, but you have to prioritize your priorities. And who is more of a priority for us right now? Christian Wilkins or Mike Gesicki? I'm just putting that out there. Matter of fact, let's put that in the comments. Who do you feel like, if you could only pay one, this is the question. If you could only pay one, would you rather pay Christian Wilkins or Mike Gesicki? Leave it in the comments. Let's chop it up in the comments. Would you rather pay Christian Wilkins or would you rather pay Mike Gesicki? Yes, we have an abundance of weapons on the offense right now, but we haven't had this. I can't even tell you when. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Marino days. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go back there anytime soon. Like I love my offense with all kind of weapons and Aston Martin quarterback and Lamborghini receivers. So I'm all for it. Is there a way we can pay both? There actually is a way we could probably pay both, but you will probably have to go draft your O-line now. And I'm pretty sure you want to invest your money into O-line as opposed to potentially missing in the draft on O-line. So you can't play around with the O-line and say, well, let's see what we get. So yeah, you can't have everything. You can't get what you want, but who would you rather pay, Christian Wilkins or Mike Gesicki? I honestly see where we don't pay neither actually. But Christian Wilkins had the orange jersey on in practice. And you know what? The only thing I could think of, Kadeem, I bet Dog probably had like Barney on his playlist, the Barney theme song or something. Like, I know he had something like, what are we doing here with the Power Rangers theme song? Dun, 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 dun.
I believe he had the Hamilton playlist on there at some point. I do remember seeing what he had. The Dolphins tweeted out there was some Hamilton on it, but there was some, I guess, less Christian Wilkins-y songs on there. And yeah, you're right. There could be a situation where the Dolphins don't pay either. You have a better memory than me. Who was it that would have got paid or would have got a contract extension but basically didn't because the Dolphins gave Jay Cutler 10 million.
Jarvis Landry.
I thought we were Jarvis Landry, but I didn't want to embarrass myself on the show. If the Dolphins into a situation where it's like, you know what, we actually really, really need to either trade for a center or bring one off the street, aka JC Tretter, it might be a situation where it's like, hey guys, we would have given you the money, but we've had to go and give the money to JC Tretter, so we're really, really sorry about that. You guys have to go, or at least one of them. And this is what happens. You alluded to it when you said, you know, missing out on draft picks in the offensive line. We've said over and over again, the Dolphins have either neglected the offensive line or haven't made the best picks. And you're someone who, you know, have been banging the drum for at least the last 2 drafts. Go and get a center. Go and get a center. Go and get a center. Centers have literally fallen past us or been there when we're on the board. We've just gone elsewhere. And it's like, it now looks like it might come back to hurt us, not only because the free agent signing we brought in to play center might not work out, but also you might lose out on 1, if not 2, very good Dolphins players because of it. Very quickly, how much do you think Christian Wilkins would demand / get per year if he were to stay with the Dolphins?
Minimum $15 million a year.
So I'm looking like this can't be brought up on the screen right now. But having a look at the defensive tackle numbers, if this is correct, this is from sporttrack.com. This is again just defensive tackles. For those not watching on YouTube, gotta jump over. Like, this is where all the fun is. For those listening on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast from, the top of the list is Chris Jones, who in 2022 will earn $29.4 million. Evan Donald is second on the list at $24 million. Number 3 is Javon Hargrave at 17.8. Number 4 is Cameron Haywood at 17.4. And number 5 is DeForest Buckner at 16 million. And you said that's where Wilkins will kind of fall in, that 16 million.
I said 15 million minimum. So he'll be right beneath DeForest Buckner, who I actually love DeForest Buckner. And it's crazy because even though it's Go Time Dolphins, I would prefer DeForest Buckner over Christian Wilkins. But that's exactly where he would fit in, right under DeForest Buckner, because no one below this list, and DJ Reader, Grady Jarrett, Grover Stewart, Poona Ford, I would take Christian Wilkins over them too. So Jonathan Allen, yeah, I'm taking Christian Wilkins over all of those. So I actually hit the mark with 15 million, and he would be 6 on this list.
So yeah, so then it comes down to, can the Dolphins really afford to give Christian Wilkins 16 million or 15 million upwards, basically? Can you try and make the argument, you know, can he take a team-friendly discount? Probably not. The only way he takes less than 15 million is if your boy Chris Greer once again works his contract magic and, you know, does something amazing. And I think at that point, that's probably the best way for him to stay on the team on a contract which basically is friendly for the Dolphins, I guess.
When Teron Armstead says the Melvin Ingram signing was extremely underrated, and this person who's going to have a standout season this year is going to be Christian Wilkins, the first thing I thought about, Kadeem, was, what's Raekwon Davis doing? You know what I'm saying? Hey, it's time to cash out on some of these dollars. It's time to collect. You feel me? So no, this is not on Christian Wilkins. This is not all on Christian Wilkins. This is like, hey, this is a team. And Christian Wilkins is going to demand more than Mike Gesicki gets. Reality. That's reality. Mike Gesicki's not going to get 15 plus. He could want it and he could be worth it, but I don't think the Dolphins are going to give Mike Gesicki 15 plus. So it's a very, very, very interesting conversation to have. But you know what helps this conversation, Kadeem?
What's that?
When you win a ring,
Yeah.
everyone's happy. People could walk away happy, like, hey, I wanted to stay, but I won a ring with my homeboys. I won a ring with my family. I won a ring in the place that I love the most. And it's unfortunate that we had to break up the band, but at least I got me a ring on the way out. It's when you don't win, and you want to be somewhere that it hurts so much. Like, man, we underperformed. So how about we just focus on getting to the ship, which I really think is realistic this season. And we talk about all the other stuff later, because this is no longer the off season. We're actually about to get into relevant football games. It's Go Time Dolphins, the Miami Dolphins podcast that goes not only across the pond, but across the world. Charlie Touche and Kadeem Simmons here, always for the fans and by the fans. We got a fantasy football episode coming up soon. We're going to bring in returning champion of the Go Time Dolphins Fantasy Football League. Nick Kerr will join us, and we're going to talk fantasy football. And then we also have a betting episode where we got the bets on deck. So yeah. Man, did you see another long ball from Tua?
Did I see it? Those two apology forms, they should be flying in at this point, because this whole narrative that Tua can't throw deep, Tua can't connect to Tyreek Hill, Tua's going to let Tyreek Hill down. Listen, as we mentioned weeks ago, it feels like years ago at this point, but weeks ago, when Tua had the underthrow to Tyreek Hill, people were quick in the comments. Click, 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 click. You know what? I have a keyboard here. Click, 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 click. Everyone was there in the comments. And since, you know, the one before we get the clip up, the one thing I'm loving about these clips is that it's like 3, 4, 5, 6 daily. Every single training camp that, oh look, there's another Tua bomb, another Tua bomb, another Tua bomb. It's not like it's one every 4 or 5 days. It's every single session, clip after clip after clip. And again, so many beat writers who weren't Tua fans over the past 2 years, even they're going, okay, yeah, this is. I can see why this kid was, before the hip injury, seen as the best quarterback coming out of college before that injury. So if you haven't seen it, you know, again, this is why you are with us at Go Time Dolphins. This is why, you know, your favorite Dolphin podcast loves us, you know, the most, basically, because we are that amazing. Shout out to King of Finland once again, who has been amazing this camp, get all the clips out and stuff like that.
Gotta have him back on the show too.
100% love King of Finland.
Yeah.
But yeah, King of Finland, he has given us this clip, and I think it's just best to let it play over and over and over and over.
Audio version, people, we're watching the clip on YouTube, and this pass is better than the last one. The last one that had 4 million views, this one is better than that one.
It's just a thing of beauty. And the thing I love about it the most, Tua steps up, clean pocket, in the money. But not only is it in the money, look at the guys who are basically on Tyreek Hill. It's Xavier Howard, the best corner in the team, or, you know, this 1A, 1B, him and Byron Jones. And then the safety over the top, Javon Holland. Javon Holland is the best safety in the team. He's a top 10 minimum safety in the NFL. And Tua just said to both of them, nope, you're not getting there, on the money, perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, Kadeem. I think it's on the money, not in the money. But you from London, we could give you all kind of passes.
No, I was meant to say on the money. If I said in the money, I apologize. I apologize.
It's cool. It's a drop in the bucket, though. It was a teardrop. It was a teardrop for sure. And the first thing I thought of was, I don't know about you, but that looked like money. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about you, but that looked like money. So, if we keep looking at this pass, man, it's Xavier Howard in the orange jersey on Tyreek Hill. Lost him. Tyreek Hill. Tua puts it in the only place that Tyreek Hill could get it. And Howard didn't even get a hand up. Howard didn't get a hand up, and Holland just closed, and the window just evaporated. Like, it was, you look at this still. Like, I don't even know how you just got it right there, Kadeem, but it was just unbelievable. And not to be negative Nancy, but I'm gonna point it out again. Once again, it's single high safety. The Dolphins will never, ever, 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 ever play against single high safety ever again as long as Tyreek Hill is on the field. So this is a pass. Tua steps up, clean pocket, like Kadeem said, puts it in the window where only Tyreek Hill could get it, but it's single high safety. So maybe you have a play where it's third and short and you have the right personnel on the field and the defense has a lapse of judgment and says, hey, we don't think they're going over the top. We can play single high. Let's put an extra man in a box or whatever the case may be. And Tua can check out of that and go into a play like this where it's single high safety. I'm telling you right now, I'll say it again. If the Dolphins ever see single high safety in the regular season, just look for a 30-plus yard play. I'm just telling you, it's going to happen. I can see teams trying to disguise single high safeties where it's not like a zero look, but you can have a robber, which is like the nickel playing in the box, but when at the snap, he drops back to safety. So it looks like single high, but it's really a robber concept where there's still two safeties back there. Or even, one of the corners drop back and with a robber concept. But the Dolphins ain't singing. We're not going to see single high ever again. Ever, ever, ever again. I promise you that. Or this is going to be the result.
I've paused. So again, if you're watching on YouTube, I've paused it here because that pocket is looking clean. Like clean. Tua's got time to do whatever he wants. The thing I love about this throw as well, apart from it just being amazing, is that one, you could be Xavier Howard's biggest fan in the world. Hill's gone. Like, Hill is gone. Me being totally honest, if this was against the Dolphins, Holland's taking the receiver out. Like, clean. But regardless, not many safeties will have the closing speed to get across to the side of the field to stop the pass. Hill is that fast. And I guess too, I feel like Tua decided early on, I'm going to Hill. You've put Hill against Xavier Howard, I'm going to Hill. You give me single high safety, I'm going to Hill. And he's, like you said, he's put it only where Hill can basically get it. He's thrown him open. It's a thing we haven't seen the Dolphins do over the past 2+ years. It's one of those things where, as Dan Marino and Fitzmagic says, let it fly. If you see a guy, let it fly.
Pick a guy, let it fly.
Yeah, pick a guy. How do I get every single saying wrong?
Hey, that's you. That's what you do. It's cool. Everybody has somebody in the family like that. You're the person in our family.
Pick a guy, let it fly. And Tua's like, yeah. But do you know why? Because Tyreek Hill has been in Tua's kitchen at 4 a.m. washing dishes, and they know that this was going to happen. So as we play it a few more times, it's just an absolute money throw. And what's going to happen come the preseason, come the regular season, I don't reckon teams for the first few weeks are going to be like, yeah, we've seen the clips in training camp, but it's just practice. On a Sunday afternoon when the lights are on, he can't do this. He can't do this against our guys. And then it's going to be 7-zip, 14-zip, and teams are going to be like, oh, snap, he actually can do it. Yeah. this is absolute money. Once again, thanks to King of Finland for blessing us with that clip. It's beautiful. It genuinely is beautiful.
One more thing I want to say about the clip is that, yeah, Javon Holland would have put a helmet on that boy. He would have touched him. But Tua's job is to put it on the money. The receiver's job is to catch it and hold on to it. And Holland's job is to try to dislodge him from the ball. So the ball was on the money. It's Tyreek Hill's job to hold on to that ball once the safety hits him. As talking about messing up quotes, shout out to Moya TV in the Go Time Dolphins comments on YouTube. The man had a quote. He said, what'd he say? He said, we ride together, we die together, but it's Go Time Dolphins from infinity to beyond.
How is that not a t-shirt? How is that not a t-shirt?
But it's Go Time Dolphins from infinity to beyond. Bro, like, oh, we got, hey, you know what? I think I'm gonna just start messing up all the quotes and just add them all together. Like, that's gonna be our thing from now on. Like, what quotes can we mash up and remix and pair them up together? That's awesome. Shout out to Moya TV. Shout out to, I think his name's Jason Keck.
Yep, Jason Keck.
Hey, listen, Jason Keck, bro. He had a comment where he said, I don't want to be the Debbie Downer or the negative Nancy. I forgot what he said, but he was like, I don't want to be that guy. But I'm like, yo, be that guy. It's cool. Like, everyone can have an opinion. And I actually rock with Jason Keck because his opinions are not popular. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, hey, Jason, man, we need unpopular opinions too. Where everybody's a Dolphin fan, we got the right to have our own opinions, man. So your opinion is your opinion. We need you there, man. So, yeah, I love our fans that leave comments. Shout out to Jason Keck. Shout out to Moya TV. It's a bunch of others. Kevin. It's a gang of them. So, and I probably shouldn't have started naming them because I can't name all of them. But shout out to all of y'all. But yeah, man, what you make of? But just on the tail end of that, Omar Kelly said Tyreek Hill's speed at times is just unguardable.
So yeah, it's one of those things where we saw it in Kansas City. And listen, I don't know how many other games Dolphins fans watch. You know, it might be a case where you watch a Dolphins game and that's it. And in my current stage in life, that's all I watch. Watch Tyreek Hill against the Dolphins when we played the Chiefs. It was just like, oh snap! Like, really? It's incredible. He is a Madden cheat code. You know, back in the day when you're playing Madden and you just make the players 99 speed. That's Tyreek Hill's speed. Like, the highest rating on Madden is 99. It's probably over 99 because he is that quick. Like, it's unfair to put him at 99 speed.
I think that's why we called him the cheetah. And he said undefendable. He didn't say unguardable. So he said undefendable. I forgot what beat writer, or it was on Twitter. Someone said Raheem Mostert. You can tell Raheem Mostert knows a thing or two about the wide zone scheme. So yeah, our running backs, it's gonna be fun, bro. I cannot wait to see it because there's gonna be for the teams to not go single high. That means they're gonna have to have two safeties on top. And if you got two safeties over the top, you're gonna have all kind of running games, all kind of intermediate routes. Mike Gesicki should feast every single game if we wanted him to. You could look for Cedric Wilson to be a big slot if we throw him in the slot. I think you're going to have him alternate from slot to outside, and Waddle will be slot to outside as well. This is going to be very creative. It's going to be fun. It's going to look sexy. It's going to be something that the Dolphins haven't had. And from what I can remember, maybe 20 years. You got something else before we go to bonus time?
Yeah. So I said earlier, look out and listen out for the two Go Time Dolphins giveaway. I'll announce them quickly now, and next episode we'll really dive into it The first one is it was announced ages ago. It was a 300 subscriber giveaway on YouTube. It was a Javon Holland jersey giveaway. We reached 300 subscribers, but we had other giveaways to get to first. But the Javon Holland jersey giveaway is here. It's ready. And the second giveaway is a Madden 23 giveaway. Both giveaways will close by the end of preseason. So it's a Javon Holland giveaway. Javon Holland, I wish I could give away Javon Holland. He's a friend of the podcast, but I don't think he's, you're on mute.
We can't give him away. We're gonna need him.
So yeah, Javon Holland jersey giveaway and Madden 23 giveaway on a platform of the winner's choice. Like I said, both will end around preseason and find out. Like I said, we'll delve deeper into how exactly to win it on the next episode. Boom, that's
Javon Holland jersey fit the size. So whatever size you wear, let us know, and we'll get that jersey fitted for you. And shout out to all the Madden players. And if you ever, if anyone has ever left us a 5-star rating on iTunes, if anyone has ever left Go Time Dolphins a 5-star rating on iTunes, please email us and we're going to give you some free Dolphins merch. Leave your shipping address in the email and it's on the way. Straight up, just like that. Shout out to everyone who's ever supported us. We didn't forget about nobody. We got y'all. We rock with y'all. We appreciate y'all. Y'all know what time it is. Stay positive. Test negative. For Kadeem Simmons, I'm Charlie Touche. Thank you for tuning in this time. Make sure you catch us next time on Go Time. Already.
Make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's showtime. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's showtime. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Don't waste no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's showtime. Going all out when it's go time.
You know what's wild?
What's wild?
I got to a point where I thought stay positive, test negative was going to become irrelevant. Like, man, we're not going to have to say this no more. And that's cool that we're not going to have to say it no more. But unfortunately, the world is throwing something else at us now. And it's like, we might have to hold on to the stay positive, test negative thing. Unfortunately. But yeah, y'all stay positive, test negative. I can't wait. Go ahead.
I have a quick question for you. It's a very quick question. Do you do the lottery?
I don't, but I don't mind it.
So obviously, I live in the UK. You guys recently had, was it a 1.3 billion lotto at one point?
Yeah.
I'm going to naturally assume that the fact that you're still sitting there and I'm still sitting here means you didn't win it.
I did not.
Had you, because I saw that the winner ended up taking home like 423 million after tax, which, listen, they taxed him a lot, which is harsh. And fun enough, in the UK, if you win the lottery, you don't get taxed in it. So that's pretty cool. But had you won, what would you spend your winnings on?
Not gonna lie. So what you're telling me is you should play the lottery more, Kadeem, to get us out the hood. Like, that's what you're telling me. You got untaxed lotto out there, and you should be playing the lotto then, is what you're telling me. But here's my thing about the lotto. It's funny because I ask people this all the time. For the people who do play the lotto, oh, it's at $1 billion, y'all boys. Oh, it's at 800 million, y'all boys. Hey, the lotto's 500 million this week. I'm like, wait a minute. Why do y'all get up for the lotto when it's $1 billion or 500 million or 300 million? 2 million not enough for y'all? You know what I'm saying? Why y'all getting up for 500, 600, 700 million? Y'all can't, y'all 2 million ain't enough to get up for? You know what I'm saying? If you play the lotto, and I know there's lotto heads out there. I think it's cool. I actually think the lotto is cool, but I just, it's not my thing. I don't mind it. Again, it's not my thing, but if I did play the lotto, and I actually know people who won the lotto. I know. All right. When I say I don't, all right, the person who won the lotto, it's like their family won the lotto, right? And then I know another person who, a friend of the family, won it twice. It's the wildest thing. Excuse me. But if I won the lotto, what would I spend it on? I would spend it on Time Dolphins podcast studio. We would have a studio in person. No more doing it from two different countries. We would be in the same country, podcasting together. That would probably be one of the first things. What else would I spend it on? I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm not a money person. I'm really not. I didn't come from money. I didn't have money a lot growing up. Everything I had, I work for. I don't aspire to be the richest person in the world. But since I have a business now, it's cool. I appreciate work ethic and stuff like that. But I don't know, bro. I don't know what I would spend $400 million on, bro. Like, it's not like, I don't know, bro. So I don't have anything that's I need one of these, or I need to do this, or I need to do that. And honestly, if the world starts acting right, I would like to travel more again. But the world tripping right now, so there's not one tangible thing that I would want to spend it on. But I can see a studio for Time Dolphins in the near future, with the lotto or without the lotto.
Again, we are so similar. I was like, one of the first thing I do, a Time Dolphins streaming house. Not even a studio, it's a house. We have, because the thing is, like, we'd have a room, and the thing is, there'll be two houses, one in the US and one over here as well. It's the kind of thing where, maybe during the season we're out there, going to press conferences, all that kind of stuff. Off season, obviously I've got a 7-year-old son, so I'll probably be over here more. But I'm talking, how they got on like USPN and they got the big screens and they go bat, bat, bat.
Yeah.
We'd have video shows. Like, obviously we'll be doing this, across the table chatting, but we'll be doing separate content, like video, breaking down plays, the circles, the diagrams, all that kind of stuff. There will be a Time Dolphins team, like you don't understand. I don't know if I've got enough money to buy Stephen Ross out of Dolphins. Like, I don't think I've got that much money, but I'm at least buying a box at Hard Rock Stadium, at least, at the very minimum.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's one of those things where, you give me, and I've always said, if I win the lottery, my friends and family win the lottery. Like, I'm not the kind of person that's like, I've got all of this and people, aren't getting something. I win £423 million. I know enough people that all my friends are millionaires, all of them, family members, millionaires and stuff like that. So, and outside of the ones who are millionaires as well, if we're just close, I might not give you $1 million, but I might buy you a house and pay off the mortgage. Do you know what I mean? So,
and give you a job.
If you can, edit videos and stuff like that, then cool, fair enough. Listen, I know I'm giving you money, but I'm not a charity case. Like,
no, I'm saying, like, I'm sure you're gonna have multiple businesses where you can employ people. Is what I'm saying.
Listen, Time Dolphins website, Time Dolphins YouTube channel. Like,
that's the brand. We out here,
100%. And one of the first T-shirts. If you want to remind, people who may have joined late or have been skipping and, on double speed or anything like that, one of the first T-shirts will be what Jason Keck said, I believe.
Was it?
Moya
TV.
Moya TV. Sorry. So many fans, but yeah, Moya TV. We ride together, we die together. Finish it off, dude.
But it's Time Dolphins from infinity to beyond.
Oh my days, that has to be a T-shirt in the near future. Yeah, has to be. My word. No, actually, I had a Dolphins question for you. Or no, it's not even a question. I guess it's apparently President Williams graced us with his presence over the past few days. Nice to finally show up, President Williams. We do still love you, but work hard. Where have you sending President Williams for a trade, and what are you getting back in return?
I told you, I'm sending him to Atlanta, and Atlanta needs receivers. They only had Kyle Pitts last year, and Cephas, whatever. What's dude's name over there? It's like something. It's a receiver over there. Now they have Drake London that they just drafted, but Atlanta need receivers. Go send them to Atlanta. And matter of fact, whoever else we don't keep, send them to Atlanta too, and offer a trade, offer a pick, excuse me, and let's go get Matt Hennessy. That's what I'm doing.
For me, President Williams is going to Chicago. Byron Pringle and Nikhil Harry are currently injured. Shock horror. Justin Fields basically had no one to throw to. So President Williams, Don Jenkins, let's try and get something done. One final thing from me. You've seen New England and Mac Jones having a stinky camp. And apparently, something like Devontae Parker's caught something like 3 catches over 6 training sessions because it seemed like he can't get separation in New England, which shock. Hey,
for the Go Time Dolphin fans that don't know, I'm not a Parker fan. I never was a Parker fan. I did want to draft him when we got him. Like, yo, Parker's the pick, and then shortly after, it was, bro, your work ethic is terrible, right? So I advocated for drafting Parker, and then I took my L. I said Parker ain't it, and he's the lemon. Patriots got the lemon, and I'm okay with that. So when we had that emoji game going, and everybody was like, "Oh, whose emoji is this, and whose emoji is that?" My emoji was for Parker was a lemon. Like, he's the lemon. So I'm glad. And everyone's, "Oh, why do we trade him in a division?" Because he's the lemon, and we practice with him all the time, and we seen what he had and didn't have. So we knew we could trade him inside a division. I'm not afraid of Devontae Parker. But yeah, man, I like that Chicago thing too. Chicago need receivers too, so I'm all right with that.